Alex was a curious young human, always dreaming of exploring the stars. One day, while on a routine mission in his small spaceship, he found himself drawn to a strange planet. Its surface glimmered with unusual colors, and thick clouds swirled above, hiding its secrets. He landed his ship near an ancient-looking structure that resembled a massive library. As he stepped out of his ship, a chill ran down his spine. The library towered high, its architecture both beautiful and bizarre. The walls were made of shimmering crystals that caught the light and reflected it in a rainbow of colors. Vines with glowing leaves wrapped around the pillars, and strange melodic sounds echoed from within the building. Alex felt a mix of excitement and fear. He had always wanted to see an alien world, but this was unlike anything he had ever imagined. Taking a deep breath, Alex approached the entrance. The large doors creaked open, as if inviting him inside. The moment he crossed the threshold, he was enveloped in a warm, golden light. The air was thick with the scent of old books mixed with something sweet and floral. He stepped into the main hall, which was filled with towering bookshelves that seemed to stretch infinitely into the sky. Each shelf held books of different sizes and colors, some glowing softly, while others were dusty and worn. As he wandered deeper into the library, Alex noticed that the silence was almost eerie. He could hear his own heartbeat echoing in his ears. It felt as though the library was alive, watching him, waiting for him to discover its secrets. Suddenly, he heard a soft voice behind him. "Welcome, traveler." Startled, Alex turned to see a tall figure. The librarian was an alien woman with shimmering skin that changed colors like the library itself. Her hair floated around her head as if it were underwater, and her bright eyes sparkled with intelligence. She wore a flowing robe adorned with symbols Alex couldn't understand. "Who are you?" Alex asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "I am Lyra, the librarian of this ancient library," she replied, her voice smooth and melodic. "You are not the first human to enter these halls, but you may be the most curious." Alex felt a blush creeping to his cheeks. "I've always wanted to see an alien library. This place is incredible." Lyra smiled, and Alex noticed her sharp, pointed teeth. "Many come seeking knowledge, but few understand the power that lies within these books. Will you follow me?" Curiosity piqued. Alex nodded. Lyra led him through winding corridors lined with shelves of books. As they walked, she pointed out various sections, each one dedicated to different planets and civilizations. Alex's eyes widened as he saw titles he couldn't comprehend, some in languages that looked like flowing water, others in shapes that shifted and glowed. "Each book contains the stories of countless worlds," Lyra explained, "but not all stories are safe to read." "What do you mean?" Alex asked, his excitement turning to concern. "There are tales of dark forces and ancient evils," Lyra said, her voice dropping to a whisper. "Knowledge is a powerful thing. It can be used for great good or terrible destruction." As they reached the grand hall at the center of the library, Alex's breath caught in his throat. The ceiling was painted with a cosmic scene of stars and galaxies, and a massive orb floated above them, pulsating with light. Lyra gestured toward it. "That is the heart of the library. It protects the knowledge within these walls. If it were to fall into the wrong hands, it could mean the end of many worlds." Alex stared at the orb, feeling the weight of its significance. "How do you protect it?" he asked, suddenly feeling the importance of his presence in this library. "We must remain vigilant," Lyra replied. "But I sense a darkness approaching, something that threatens not just this library but the entire galaxy." Suddenly, the library began to tremble, and the lights flickered. Alex looked around, fear creeping in. "What's happening?" Lyra's expression turned serious. "We must hurry. I fear we are not alone." She led him to a hidden door behind a bookshelf. As they stepped inside, the door closed silently behind them. Alex's heart raced as he followed Lyra down a narrow staircase that seemed to go on forever. The air grew cooler, and the walls were lined with strange, glowing symbols. "What is this place?" Alex asked, trying to keep up with her swift pace. "This is the archive, where we keep the most dangerous knowledge," Lyra explained. "Only a few are allowed to enter." As they reached the bottom of the stairs, Alex saw a room filled with books that pulsed with energy. He could feel the power radiating from them, almost overwhelming his senses. Lyra turned to him, her expression grave. "If the darkness finds this place, it will seek to destroy everything we hold dear. You have a unique connection to the library, Alex. I need your help." Alex's mind raced. He had only just arrived on this alien planet, and now he was being asked to protect its greatest treasure. "What can I do?" he asked, feeling a mix of fear and determination. "You must learn the secrets of the library and help me defend it," Lyra said, her eyes locking onto his. "Together, we can stop the darkness." In that moment, Alex knew he was no longer just a curious explorer. He was about to embark on a journey that would change his life forever, filled with danger, adventure, and the promise of secrets yet to be uncovered. The library held more than just stories. It held the fate of many worlds, and he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As Alex stood in the archive, he felt a surge of energy around him, as if the very air crackled with potential. Lyra watched him closely, her shimmering eyes reflecting the glow of the powerful books surrounding them. "You must understand," she began. "This library is more than just a collection of stories. It is a living entity, a guardian of knowledge, and it chooses who may access its deepest secrets." Alex took a deep breath, trying to absorb everything she was saying. "But why me? I'm just a human who wandered in here by accident." Lyra smiled gently, a hint of warmth in her otherwise serious demeanor. "You are not just any human, Alex. You are curious and brave, qualities that this library values. Many who have entered these halls have sought knowledge for selfish reasons, but you seem to seek understanding." Feeling a mix of pride and apprehension, Alex nodded. "I want to help. What do I need to do?" Lyra gestured to the pulsating books around them. "Each book contains a story, a piece of knowledge that can be both enlightening and dangerous. You will need to learn how to navigate this library and understand the weight of the information within these pages." With that, she walked over to a glowing book on a pedestal, its cover intricately designed with swirling patterns. As she opened it, the pages shimmered like liquid light, revealing images and text that danced before Alex's eyes. "This is the Book of Origins," she explained. "It holds the history of our galaxy, the rise and fall of civilizations, and the balance of power between light and darkness." As she read aloud, the words resonated in the air, filling the room with a soft hum. Alex felt drawn to the book, as if it were calling to him. He stepped closer, peering at the images. He saw thriving planets, vibrant cities, and joyous beings living in harmony. But then the images shifted, showing dark shadows creeping over these once bright worlds, engulfing them in despair. "Why are you showing me this?" Alex asked, feeling a chill run down his spine. "Because you must know what we are fighting against," Lyra replied, closing the book gently. "The darkness you saw is not merely a force. It is an ancient evil that seeks to consume everything. If it reaches this library, it will gain access to all the knowledge it needs to wreak havoc on countless worlds." A sense of urgency filled the room, and Alex's heart raced. "What can we do to stop it?" Lyra's expression hardened. "We must protect the heart of the library. It is the source of our power, and it must remain hidden from those who would misuse it. But to do that, we need to prepare you for the challenges ahead." She led him deeper into the archive, where the atmosphere shifted. The air was thicker, charged with energy. They entered a chamber filled with intricate machines and glowing orbs, each one humming softly. "These are the tools of knowledge," Lyra explained. "They will aid you in understanding the library and its secrets. But first, you must prove yourself worthy." Alex looked around, amazed by the complexity of the room. How do I prove myself? Lyra smiled, her eyes twinkling. By completing 3 trials. Each trial will test your intellect, your courage, and your ability to connect with the library's knowledge. Succeed, and you will gain access to its greatest secrets. Feeling both excited and nervous, Alex nodded. I'm ready. The first trial is a test of intellect, Lyra said, leading him to a circular platform in the center of the chamber. You will answer a series of questions that gauge your understanding of the universe and the balance of knowledge. As he stepped onto the platform, it began to glow, and a voice echoed through the chamber. Welcome, seeker of knowledge. Answer these questions truthfully, and you shall prove your worth. The first question appeared in glowing letters. What is the essence of knowledge? Alex thought carefully. Knowledge is the understanding of the universe and our place within it. It is the ability to learn from the past and make informed choices for the future. The voice paused before responding. Correct. Next question. How do light and darkness coexist? He took a deep breath. Light and darkness are 2 sides of the same coin. They need each other to exist. Without darkness, light has no meaning, and without light, darkness cannot be understood. The voice replied, Wise answer. Last question. What is the most important lesson to be learned from knowledge? Alex felt the weight of the question. The most important lesson is that knowledge is a responsibility. It can be used to help others or to harm them. It is our duty to use it wisely. After a moment of silence, the voice declared, You have passed the first trial. Proceed to the next. As the platform shifted beneath him, Alex felt a rush of adrenaline. He had succeeded in the first trial, but he knew there were more challenges to come. Lyra's proud gaze reassured him as the chamber transformed, revealing a new section filled with shimmering lights and swirling energies. The second trial is a test of courage, Lyra explained. You will face your fears and confront the darkness that seeks to take over. Remember, the library is with you. Alex nodded, determination flooding his veins. He stepped into the new chamber, and the atmosphere shifted dramatically. Shadows flickered around him, and a chilling wind swept through the space. The lights dimmed, and he could hear whispers echoing in the darkness, calling his name. Face your fears, Alex, Lyra's voice echoed. You are stronger than you know. As the shadows closed in, Alex felt his heart racing. He had always feared the unknown, but now he had to confront it. Taking a deep breath, he stepped forward into the darkness, ready to face whatever lay ahead. The fate of the library, and perhaps the entire galaxy, depended on his courage and determination. As Alex stepped deeper into the darkness, the shadows danced around him, swirling like wisps of smoke. The air grew colder, and the whispers intensified, echoing his deepest fears. You don't belong here, a voice taunted. You're just a human. You will fail. Ignoring the voice, Alex clenched his fists, determined to prove it wrong. He recalled Lyra's words about the strength of knowledge and the importance of courage. He had come too far to turn back now. Taking another deep breath, he focused on the glowing orbs scattered around the chamber. Each orb pulsated with energy, their light flickering like stars in a night sky. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows. It was a dark silhouette, its features obscured, but its presence radiated menace. Alex's heart raced as he realized it was a manifestation of his fears, taking shape before him. You cannot defeat me. The figure sneered, its voice a chilling echo. You are weak, unworthy of this knowledge. Alex stood his ground, feeling a mix of fear and defiance. I may be human, but I'm not weak, he declared, his voice steady. I've come here to learn and protect the library. I won't let you intimidate me. The shadowy figure laughed, a sound that sent shivers down Alex's spine. What can you do against the darkness? You're just one small being in an endless universe. Maybe. Alex replied, his confidence growing. But even the smallest light can push back the darkness. He remembered the stories he had read about heroes who stood up against impossible odds. They had faced their fears and emerged stronger. With newfound resolve, Alex reached for one of the glowing orbs. As he touched it, warmth surged through him, and the orb burst to life, illuminating the chamber with brilliant light. The shadows recoiled, hissing as the light pushed them back. "You see," Alex said, feeling empowered. "I'm not alone in this fight." The figure faltered, its dark form flickering as the light enveloped it. "No," it screamed, struggling against the brilliance. "You cannot win." "I'm not fighting alone," Alex declared, drawing strength from the library's energy. "This place holds the knowledge and power of countless civilizations. I will protect it." With a surge of determination, he unleashed the light from the orb, directing it at the shadowy figure. The light pierced through the darkness, causing it to shriek and writhe. Slowly, the shadow dissolved, dissipating into the air like smoke. Alex stood there, breathing heavily, realizing he had faced his fears and emerged victorious. As the chamber returned to normal, Lyra appeared at the entrance, her expression filled with admiration. "You have shown great courage, Alex. You faced your fears and refused to back down. You are truly worthy of the library's secrets." "Thank you," Alex replied, still catching his breath. "I couldn't have done it without your guidance." Lyra nodded, her shimmering eyes sparkling. "Now, we move on to the final trial. This one will test your connection to the library and your understanding of its knowledge. Are you ready?" With a nod, Alex followed Lyra to a new area of the archive. This chamber was vast, filled with books that floated in midair, their pages turning as if being read by invisible hands. The room pulsed with a soft, melodic hum, creating a peaceful atmosphere. "This is the Chamber of Connection," Lyra explained. "Here you will delve into the heart of the library and learn to understand the stories that shape our universe. To pass this trial, you must connect with the knowledge within these books and reveal what you find." Alex gazed at the floating books, a mixture of awe and anticipation filling him. He reached out to touch one, and as his fingers brushed the cover, images flooded his mind. He saw visions of ancient civilizations, their triumphs and tragedies, their discoveries and failures. The stories intertwined, forming a tapestry of knowledge that transcended time and space. As he absorbed the information, he felt a deep connection to the universe. The struggles and achievements of countless beings resonated within him, and he understood that knowledge was not just facts. It was a living, breathing entity that shaped destinies. But then, a darker vision surfaced. He saw a great war, shadows clashing against light, destruction unfolding across galaxies. "What is this?" Alex whispered, feeling a sense of dread wash over him. "That is the dark force you face," Lyra said softly, appearing beside him. "It has been a part of the universe for eons, feeding off fear and chaos. You must understand its origins to combat it effectively." Alex focused harder, trying to decipher the chaotic images. He saw a being of pure darkness, a creature that thrived on despair and destruction. It had once been a part of the light, but its hunger for power had twisted it into something monstrous. "This creature was once a guardian of knowledge, like the library," Lyra explained. "But it became corrupted, seeking control over all that is known. If we do not stop it, it will consume everything." Feeling the surge of determination, Alex spoke. "Then we need to find a way to stop it. There must be a way to restore the balance." Lyra nodded, her expression serious. "You have the insight of a true guardian. Now use that knowledge. Focus on what you've learned and share it with the library." With that, Alex closed his eyes, allowing the visions to flow through him. He envisioned the library as a vast network of light and knowledge, each book a thread in the tapestry of existence. He reached out, connecting with the essence of the library, feeling its power coursing through him. In that moment of connection, the chamber erupted in light. The floating books glowed brighter, their pages turning with purpose. Alex could hear whispers of encouragement, the voices of past guardians echoing around him. They were urging him to stand strong against the darkness, to be the light that guided others. As the light enveloped him, Alex opened his eyes, filled with clarity and purpose. He understood now that knowledge was not just a tool, it was a force that could shape reality. He was not merely a visitor in this library. He was a protector, a beacon of hope against the encroaching darkness. Lyra watched with pride as Alex emerged from the chamber of connection. You have passed all 3 trials, Alex. You are now a guardian of the library, connected to its knowledge and its purpose. But remember, this is just the beginning. The darkness is still out there, and we must prepare for the challenges ahead. Alex felt a wave of responsibility wash over him. He had come to this alien world as a curious explorer, but now he was part of something much larger, a mission to protect the knowledge of the universe and ensure that the light prevailed over the darkness. I won't let you down, he vowed, determination igniting within him. Together, we will defend this library and stop the darkness from spreading. Lyra smiled, her expression warm and encouraging. With your courage and the knowledge of the library, we will forge a path forward. The fate of many worlds rests in our hands, but I believe we are ready for what lies ahead. As they prepared to face the future, Alex felt a sense of purpose swell within him. This was not just a journey of exploration. It was a quest for understanding, courage, and ultimately, a fight for the light. The library had chosen him, and he would not fail. As Alex stood beside Lyra, the weight of his new responsibilities began to settle in. The library around them pulsed with energy, and he could sense the knowledge it contained, waiting to be explored and protected. Lyra led him through the labyrinthine aisles, the glowing orbs illuminating their path. The vastness of the library was breathtaking. Shelves filled with ancient tomes towered overhead, and the air hummed with whispers of forgotten tales. Each book here holds a story, Lyra explained, her voice soft yet filled with authority. Some contain histories of entire civilizations, while others hold secrets of advanced technologies and philosophies. Your task as a guardian is to understand these stories and share them with those who seek knowledge. Alex nodded, feeling both excited and daunted by the challenge ahead. How do I begin? There's so much to learn. Lyra smiled, a glimmer of pride in her eyes. We will start with the Book of Origins. It contains the story of the universe and the balance of light and dark. Understanding this will be crucial in our fight against the darkness that threatens the library and the knowledge it holds. With a wave of her hand, a book floated down from the shelf, landing gently in Alex's hands. The cover was adorned with intricate patterns that shimmered in the dim light. He opened the book, and a wave of energy surged through him, filling him with anticipation. As he began to read, images danced before his eyes. He saw the birth of stars and galaxies, the formation of planets, and the rise of various life forms. The narrative wove through time, illustrating how different civilizations had emerged, each contributing to the tapestry of knowledge. But then, the tone shifted. The text began to describe the dark force that had once been a guardian, now corrupted by its insatiable thirst for power. Alex felt a chill as he read about its relentless pursuit of knowledge to control and dominate, leading to wars and devastation across the cosmos. Is there a way to reverse this corruption? Alex asked, looking up from the pages, concern etched on his face. Lyra nodded solemnly. The darkness can only be countered by the unity of knowledge and the light of hope. It thrives on division and despair. Our mission is to gather allies, share knowledge, and rekindle hope in the hearts of those who have lost it. Inspired by her words, Alex felt a surge of determination. Then we need to reach out to those who may help us. If we can unite different civilizations, we can stand against the darkness together. Exactly, Lyra replied, her eyes sparkling with encouragement. But first, we must understand how to connect with others. The library can guide us in finding those who share our vision and values. Each story we uncover may lead us to potential allies. They spent hours poring over texts, learning about the histories of various civilizations, their strengths, and their struggles. Each story resonated with Alex, making him realize that the fight against darkness was universal. He felt an unshakable connection to these distant worlds, understanding that their fates were intertwined. Suddenly, a loud rumble echoed through the library, shaking the shelves and causing the floating books to tremble. Alex exchanged a worried glance with Lyra. "What was that?" "It seems the darkness is aware of our activities," Lyra said, her expression serious. "We must be cautious. It may try to disrupt our efforts to gather allies." Determined not to be intimidated, Alex straightened his posture. "Then we need to move quickly. What's our next step?" Lyra nodded, a plan forming in her mind. "We will use the library's communication system to reach out to the nearest civilizations. I will guide you through the process, but you must be prepared. Not all beings will welcome our message. Some may have succumbed to despair, while others might be distrustful." They made their way to the central chamber of the library, where a vast holographic display awaited them. Lyra activated the system, and a map of the galaxy illuminated before them, highlighting various planets and civilizations. "Choose a location," Lyra instructed. "We will send out a signal to share our message and invite them to join our cause." Alex studied the map, feeling a mix of excitement and trepidation. He spotted a planet known for its rich history of diplomacy and trade. An ideal starting point. "Let's reach out to this planet," he suggested. "They have a reputation for valuing knowledge and cooperation." "Good choice," Lyra replied, her fingers dancing over the controls. As she set the coordinates, Alex felt a surge of anticipation. They were about to make a connection that could change everything. The holographic display transformed, showing a shimmering portal. Lyra began to send their message, and Alex felt a deep connection to the energy of the library, pouring their intentions into the signal. He envisioned a future where knowledge triumphed over darkness, where hope flourished. Suddenly, the portal flickered, and a response materialized. A figure emerged, a being with luminous skin and intricate markings that glowed softly. The alien's eyes sparkled with curiosity as they regarded Alex and Lyra. "Who dares to reach out to us?" the alien inquired, their voice melodic yet commanding. Alex stepped forward, feeling a mixture of awe and confidence. "I am Alex, a human from Earth, and this is Lyra, a guardian of the library. We come in peace and seek allies to join us in the fight against a great darkness threatening our worlds." The alien regarded them thoughtfully, their expression unreadable. "Your message intrigues me. But why should we trust you? Many have come before, promising unity and peace, only to lead us into chaos." "We understand your skepticism," Lyra interjected, her voice steady. "But we believe that through knowledge and cooperation, we can overcome the darkness. We are willing to share what we've learned in hopes of forging a true alliance." The alien's eyes narrowed, contemplating their words. "Very well. You will have the opportunity to prove your intentions. But know this, if you deceive us, the consequences will be severe." Alex felt a rush of hope. "We won't let you down. We're committed to this cause, and together, we can make a difference." With that, the alien extended a hand, forming a bond between their civilizations. The connection pulsed with energy, and Alex felt a wave of warmth wash over him. It was a promise, a commitment to work together for a brighter future. As they concluded their initial meeting, the alien shared valuable insights about their own struggles against the darkness, and Alex listened intently. Every piece of information was crucial. Each story unveiled a new layer of understanding. When they finally ended the communication, Lyra turned to Alex, her face aglow with excitement. "This is just the beginning. We have made our first ally, and their knowledge will be invaluable in our quest." Alex smiled, feeling a sense of purpose swell within him. "We need to continue reaching out. There are countless stories waiting to be uncovered, and every ally we gather brings us closer to defeating the darkness." With renewed determination, They began their preparations to connect with more civilizations, ready to share their mission and unite in the fight for knowledge and hope. As they delved into the depths of the library, Alex felt a sense of unity among them, a bond forged through their shared purpose. This was not just a journey through the library. It was a journey to restore light in the universe. With each connection they made, Alex knew they were one step closer to achieving their goal. A goal that transcended the boundaries of worlds, fueled by the power of knowledge and the unwavering spirit of hope. As the days turned into weeks, Alex and Lyra continued their mission, tirelessly connecting with various civilizations across the galaxy. Each new ally brought not only hope, but also invaluable knowledge that enriched their understanding of the darkness they faced. The library buzzed with activity as representatives from different worlds visited, sharing their histories, technologies, and experiences in combating despair. One evening, as Alex was reviewing the latest reports, he stumbled upon a particularly fascinating account of a civilization known for their mastery of light manipulation, a technology that could potentially counteract the shadows creeping across the galaxy. Intrigued, he called Lyra over to share his findings. "Lyra, look at this," he exclaimed, gesturing to the glowing text on the screen. "The Lumerians have developed a way to harness and amplify light, creating barriers against darkness. If we can partner with them, we might be able to implement similar techniques in our own defenses." Lyra leaned in closer, her eyes brightening with interest. "That's remarkable. We need to reach out to them immediately. Their expertise could prove crucial in fortifying our libraries and protecting the knowledge we hold." Without wasting a moment, they activated the communication portal once more, focusing their signal on the Lumerian home planet. As the shimmering portal stabilized, they were met with an ethereal figure, tall and graceful, with skin that glowed softly like the dawn. Their eyes sparkled like stars, exuding an air of wisdom and serenity. "Greetings, Alex and Lyra," the Lumerian said, their voice smooth and melodic. "What brings you to seek our counsel?" Alex took a deep breath, feeling the weight of their mission as he stepped forward. "We are on a quest to unite various civilizations against the encroaching darkness that threatens our galaxy. We've learned about your advanced light manipulation techniques and believe that collaborating with you could strengthen our efforts." The Lumerian regarded them thoughtfully, their expression shifting from curiosity to contemplation. "The darkness you speak of is indeed a great concern. It preys on fear and despair, seeking to consume all sources of light. But our methods are not easily shared. It requires a deep understanding of balance, of both light and dark." Lyra nodded, her voice earnest. "We are prepared to learn and adapt. The knowledge we have gathered from our allies has shown us that unity is our strongest weapon against despair. We wish to understand your techniques and find a way to work together." The Lumerian smiled gently, their glowing form shimmering in response. "Very well. To grasp the power of light, you must first understand its nature. It is not simply the absence of darkness, but a force that requires nurturing and respect. Are you willing to undergo this journey of understanding?" Alex felt a surge of excitement and determination. "Absolutely. We are ready to learn." With that, the Lumerian extended a hand, and a stream of light enveloped Alex and Lyra, transporting them to a serene, luminous landscape. They stood on a vast plain illuminated by countless floating orbs of light, each one pulsating with energy and warmth. The air was thick with the fragrance of blooming flowers, and the sky above shimmered in hues of gold and silver. "Welcome to the Lumerian sanctuary," the being announced, gesturing around them. "Here, you will learn the art of light manipulation. It begins with understanding your own inner light and how it connects to the universe." Alex felt a rush of exhilaration as he looked around, taking in the beauty of the sanctuary. "What do we do first?" he asked, eager to dive into this new experience. "Close your eyes," the Lumerian instructed softly. "Breathe deeply and connect with your inner essence. Visualize your light as a beacon, a source of warmth and hope. Allow it to flow through you and reach out into the universe. Following the Librarian's guidance, Alex and Lyra closed their eyes, focusing on their breath. As they inhaled, they imagined a warm glow within them, expanding outward with each exhale. The energy felt powerful and comforting, resonating with the surroundings. In that moment, Alex became aware of the interconnectedness of all beings, how their individual lights merged into a tapestry of brilliance that illuminated the dark corners of the universe. He felt a profound sense of purpose as he embraced this understanding, realizing that each individual had the capacity to shine brightly and inspire others. After what felt like hours of meditation and practice, the Librarian guided them back to the physical realm. You have begun to understand the essence of light. Now, we will teach you to harness it. Through focused intention and unity, you can create barriers to shield against the darkness. They spent days in training, learning to manipulate the light around them. They practiced casting beams of illumination, creating shields to protect themselves, and even crafting intricate patterns that could be used to communicate across distances. Each exercise deepened their connection with the light, revealing new depths of power within them. But it was not without challenges. During one session, Alex struggled to maintain his focus, the doubts and fears creeping in. He felt the weight of his responsibilities pressing down on him. "What if I'm not strong enough?" he voiced, frustration lacing his words. The Librarian approached him, their voice soothing. "Strength lies not in perfection, but in the willingness to face your fears. Embrace them, allow your light to shine even in the shadows. It is through overcoming doubt that you will truly harness the power of light." Inspired by their words, Alex took a deep breath and focused once more. He visualized his inner light, allowing it to grow brighter, pushing back against the encroaching shadows of self-doubt. As he did, a warm glow enveloped him, and he felt the energy surge through his body, igniting a newfound confidence. With each passing day, Alex and Lyra grew stronger and more adept at wielding light. They learned to create barriers that pulsed with energy, reflecting the darkness back and fortifying their resolve. They practiced communication techniques, using light to convey messages of hope and unity to their growing network of allies. As their training came to a close, the Librarian gathered them for one final lesson. You are now ready to return to your library. The knowledge you have gained here will serve as a beacon to those in need. Share it wisely, and remember that the true power of light lies in unity. With heartfelt gratitude, Alex and Lyra thanked the Librarian for their guidance. They felt a bond forged not only through knowledge, but also through shared purpose. As they stepped through the portal back to the library, their hearts were filled with hope and determination. Upon their return, they were greeted by the growing number of allies who had gathered, eager to hear about their journey. Alex and Lyra shared the techniques they had learned, demonstrating how to harness light to protect the library and combat the darkness. As the library transformed into a hub of knowledge and unity, Alex felt a renewed sense of purpose. The fight against darkness was far from over, but with each ally they gathered and each lesson they learned, they were building a powerful force of hope. And so, as they prepared to reach out to more civilizations, Alex knew they were not just guardians of knowledge. They were beacons of light, ready to illuminate the shadows and inspire others to join the fight for a brighter future. As the sun set over the library, casting a warm golden glow through the vast windows, Alex and Lyra gathered their growing team of allies. The atmosphere buzzed with excitement and determination as representatives from various civilizations discussed strategies to combat the darkness. With each new alliance, their collective knowledge and resources expanded, creating a formidable force against the encroaching shadows. That evening, they held a meeting to share their recent experiences and plan their next steps. The library's central chamber, once a quiet space for study, now transformed into a vibrant war room filled with holographic displays and interactive maps. Alex stood at the forefront, energized by the camaraderie and the sense of purpose that permeated the room. "Everyone, thank you for coming together," Alex began, his voice steady and filled with conviction. We've made tremendous progress, but we know the darkness is relentless. It adapts and evolves, preying on fear and despair. Our goal is not just to defend our library, but to bring light and hope to every corner of the galaxy. Lyra stepped forward, her eyes shining with enthusiasm. Our training with the Librarians has given us the tools to harness light. Now it's time to put that knowledge into action. We need to reach out to civilizations that have faced similar challenges and learn from their experiences. Together, we can create a network of resistance against this darkness. A representative from a nearby planet, a tall being with shimmering scales, raised a hand. I am willing to connect with our neighbors. Our planet has faced encroaching shadows before, and we have developed some unique strategies to push back against them. If we unite our efforts, we can share those techniques. The room erupted in murmurs of agreement and enthusiasm. As each representative shared their experiences, Alex felt a surge of hope. The stories of courage, resilience, and unity painted a picture of a galaxy willing to fight for its future. They decided to form specialized teams, each tasked with reaching out to specific civilizations. One group would focus on learning advanced defense tactics, while another would investigate potential sources of the darkness itself. Lyra volunteered to lead a team dedicated to spreading hope and light to the communities most affected by despair. As the teams dispersed to gather intelligence and forge new connections, Alex and Lyra remained behind, strategizing how to enhance their library's defenses further. They knew that knowledge was their greatest weapon, and it had to be protected at all costs. Let's incorporate what we've learned about light manipulation into our library's architecture, Alex suggested, enthusiasm lacing his words. We can create protective barriers that not only shield against darkness, but also amplify the light within our space. Lyra nodded, her mind racing with ideas. We could also design areas specifically for training, where we can teach others how to harness their inner light. If we create a space for collective meditation and empowerment, we can strengthen our community's resolve. Inspired by their conversation, they began drafting blueprints, envisioning a library that was not only a repository of knowledge, but also a sanctuary of light. With each sketch, they infused their vision with hope, a place where individuals could gather, learn, and support one another in the fight against despair. Days turned into weeks as their plans took shape. The library buzzed with activity, and new allies arrived daily, eager to contribute to the cause. They implemented the Librarian techniques, reinforcing the library's structure with light barriers that shimmered with energy. The once quiet halls now echoed with laughter and the sounds of collaboration, each corner filled with the promise of unity. During this time, Alex and Lyra also worked tirelessly to prepare for their first major outreach mission. They identified a nearby civilization, the Mirasans, who had recently experienced a devastating wave of despair. Reports indicated that many of their people had fallen into a deep lethargy, unable to find hope in the face of adversity. We need to reach them quickly, Lyra urged, her concern evident. If we can bring even a small spark of light to their community, it might be enough to reignite their spirits. With the support of their allies, they set off toward the Mirasan home planet, equipped with supplies and a strategy to spread light and hope. As they traveled, Alex reflected on the importance of their mission. He understood that the journey would not just be about teaching others, but also about listening and learning from their experiences. Upon arrival, they were met with a somber atmosphere. The vibrant colors of the Mirasan landscapes appeared muted, and the usual energy of the inhabitants had faded. It was as if a shadow loomed over the entire community, casting doubt and fear into the hearts of its people. Undeterred, Alex and Lyra initiated their outreach efforts, organizing community gatherings to share their message of hope. They demonstrated the techniques they had learned, encouraging the Mirasans to tap into their inner light and reclaim their sense of purpose. At first, the response was hesitant. Many Mirasans sat quietly, unsure of how to engage. But as Alex shared stories of resilience and courage from other civilizations, the spark of hope began to flicker. Lyra led guided meditations, helping individuals visualize their inner light. And slowly, the energy in the room shifted. One Mirison, a young woman with shimmering eyes, stood up to speak. I remember a time when our people thrived. We faced challenges together, and we always found a way to lift each other up. It feels so far away now, but maybe we can find that strength again. Her words resonated with the crowd, and soon others began to share their stories, tales of loss, fear, and ultimately, the strength to overcome. The room filled with a powerful energy, each voice adding to the collective light that began to illuminate the space. As the gathering continued, Alex felt a sense of warmth enveloping him. He realized that the Mirisons were not only receiving hope, they were rediscovering their own power to create change. The darkness that had once threatened to consume them was now being pushed back by the combined light of their stories. Over the following days, Alex, Lyra, and their allies worked side by side with the Mirisons, implementing the techniques they had learned. They created communal spaces dedicated to sharing knowledge and experiences, fostering a sense of connection that had been lost. As they transformed the once muted environment into a vibrant hub of activity, the Mirisons began to shine. They organized cultural events, showcasing their traditions, music, and art, reigniting the sense of community that had been overshadowed by despair. The Library of the Galaxy became a beacon, with its message spreading far and wide. As the outreach mission drew to a close, Alex and Lyra stood together, watching the Mirisons flourish. They felt a profound sense of accomplishment, knowing they had played a part in igniting a fire of hope. But deep down, they knew this was just the beginning. The darkness was still lurking, adapting, and evolving. They would have to remain vigilant, continuing their efforts to unite the galaxy in the fight against despair. Together, they would shine brighter than ever, determined to turn the tide and illuminate even the darkest corners of the universe. As the library buzzed with newfound energy and purpose, Alex and Lyra reflected on the progress they had made. The success of their outreach mission to the Mirisons had rejuvenated their spirits, but the looming threat of darkness still weighed heavily on their minds. They knew that while they had managed to inspire hope in one community, many others were still struggling against the shadows that threatened to engulf them. Determined to continue their mission, they convened a strategy meeting with their allies in the library's central chamber. Representatives from various civilizations gathered around the holographic table, their faces illuminated by the shimmering light that surrounded them. The air was thick with anticipation as Alex prepared to share their next steps. "Thank you all for coming together once again," Alex began, his voice steady and authoritative. "Our recent success with the Mirisons has shown us the power of hope and unity, but we know that the darkness is relentless. We must continue to reach out to other communities, especially those who are struggling the most. We need to spread our message further and ensure that no one feels alone in this fight." Lyra stood beside him, her eyes shining with determination. "We've seen firsthand how sharing stories can ignite the light within individuals. I propose we create a series of events across various planets, focusing on the power of storytelling. We can invite people to share their experiences, fears, and hopes, creating a ripple effect that spreads through their communities." A tall alien with shimmering blue skin and intricate patterns on his arms raised a hand. "That's a brilliant idea, Lyra. Stories have always connected us. We can also document these events and create a compendium of light, a resource that communities can use to inspire one another." The room erupted with enthusiasm, and everyone began brainstorming ideas for their storytelling initiative. They decided to host a galaxy-wide event, inviting beings from all corners of the universe to share their narratives of hope and resilience. This collective storytelling would not only empower individuals, but also create a vast network of support, allowing people to see that they were not alone in their struggles. As plans took shape, Alex felt a sense of urgency. They needed to move quickly before the darkness could infiltrate more communities. The next step was to identify the most vulnerable civilizations that had been affected by despair and hopelessness. With the help of their allies, they compiled a list of planets that had reported increasing incidences of darkness. One planet stood out in particular, an isolated world known as Eldoria, where the inhabitants had long been plagued by an overwhelming sense of hopelessness. The stories that reached the library spoke of a once vibrant culture that had been reduced to shadows of its former self. Alex felt a pang of concern for the Eldorians. They had to reach them before despair took a firmer hold. Lyra suggested they take a team to Eldoria for a focused outreach mission. If we can bring our storytelling initiative to Eldoria, we might reignite their spirit and inspire them to reclaim their light. With a small team of dedicated allies, Alex and Lyra set off toward Eldoria, their hearts filled with purpose. The journey was long, but anticipation fueled their spirits. As their ship entered Eldoria's atmosphere, they could see the once lush landscapes now shrouded in muted colors. The skies seemed gray, and the air felt heavy, mirroring the plight of its inhabitants. Upon landing, they were greeted by a small group of Eldorian representatives, their faces weary and lined with worry. As Alex and Lyra introduced themselves, they could sense the hesitation in the room. The Eldorians were cautious, having been let down by empty promises before. "We understand your struggles," Alex said, choosing his words carefully. "We come not to offer solutions, but to share a message of hope. We believe that together, we can reignite the light within your community." An Eldorian named Kel, who appeared to be the leader of the group, looked skeptical. "Hope is a fragile thing here. Many have lost faith that anything can change. We've tried before, and it has only led to more disappointment." Lyra stepped forward, her voice gentle yet firm. "We don't want to give you false hope. Instead, we want to create a space where you can share your stories, your experiences. Sometimes it's in the sharing that we find the strength to rise again. We want to listen and learn from you." Kel's expression softened, and after a moment of silence, he nodded. "Very well. If you truly wish to hear our stories, we will gather our people. But you must understand, it won't be easy." As word spread throughout the Eldorian community about the upcoming storytelling event, a mix of curiosity and skepticism arose. Many wondered if these outsiders could truly understand their plight, or if it would just be another fleeting visit. However, a spark of excitement flickered within some, a hope that perhaps this time could be different. On the day of the event, the central plaza of Eldoria, which had been quiet and desolate for far too long, transformed into a vibrant gathering space. Alex and Lyra worked alongside local organizers to prepare for the event, setting up comfortable seating and creating an atmosphere of warmth and connection. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the plaza, the community slowly trickled in. Alex felt a mix of nerves and excitement, wondering if they could truly make a difference. The initial hesitance was palpable, but as the first few Eldorians took the stage to share their stories, the mood began to shift. One by one, voices rose from the crowd, sharing tales of hardship and loss, but also resilience and hope. A young Eldorian woman spoke of how she had once led a community project that brought joy to the hearts of children. An elder recounted the traditions of their ancestors, emphasizing the strength that came from unity. With each story shared, the collective energy in the plaza grew, pushing back against the lingering shadows. As the stories continued, Alex noticed the transformation in the faces of the listeners. Eyes that had once held doubt now sparkled with understanding and connection. Laughter punctuated the air, and the energy shifted from one of despair to that of empowerment. Inspired by the brave storytellers, Alex and Lyra decided to share their own experiences, stories of their journey through darkness, the challenges they had faced, and the light they had found within. Their narratives resonated deeply with the Eldorians, forging an unexpected bond. As the evening unfolded, the plaza became a vibrant tapestry of light, hope, and unity. For the first time in years, the Eldorians began to see glimpses of their own potential. They understood that while darkness existed, it was not the end of their story. As the event drew to a close, Cale stepped forward, visibly moved. "I can see now that hope isn't just a word. It's a feeling, a connection we share. Thank you for reminding us of who we are and what we can become." With that, the atmosphere shifted yet again. The Eldorians began to discuss ways to continue the storytelling initiative, expressing their desire to reach out to neighboring communities and spread the light further. Alex and Lyra left Eldoria filled with hope and a renewed sense of purpose. They knew they had only scratched the surface, but they had reignited a flame that could grow into a wildfire of hope. As they prepared to depart, they looked back at the plaza, now alive with laughter and connection, and felt a surge of gratitude for the journey that lay ahead. With each new community they touched, they were not only fighting against darkness, they were lighting the way for a brighter future, one story at a time.